Understood.
I am not a medical doctor. I'm a musician. I'm about to embark on a concert tour in the Deep South. What other experience do you have?
Public relations.
Do you foresee any issues in working for a black man?
You in the Deep South, there's gonna be problems.
Promise me you're gonna write me a letter.
No problems. Tell me that don't smell good.
I've never had fried chicken in my life.
You people love the fried chicken.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Yeah, right? I'm good.
You will be interacting with some of the wealthiest people in the country. It is my feeling that your diction could use some finessing.
But why you breaking my balls?
Because you can do better, Mr. Valalonga. Dear Dolores.
I saw Dr. Shirley play the piano. He's like a genius, I think.
Come on, take it easy.
I prefer not to get grease on my blanket.
Ooh, I'm gonna get grease on my blanket.
This gentleman says that I'm not permitted to dine here.
I'm afraid not. How does he smile and shake their hands like that?
Ooh-ha. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Oahu, here in the state of Hawaii, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And let me just say that last night I finally got around to seeing the wonderful movie Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen and Mashallah Ali. And as you know, from watching the Golden Globes, Mashallah Ali won a Golden Globes award for his role in that movie just last week. And Viggo Mortensen is up for an Academy Award nomination for his part in that movie as well. So remember our rating scale. Shock a thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's bad to see. It's junk. I don't recommend. We're called colored people. We're not able to use, facilities meant for just white patrons, throughout many public spaces, and, even at some businesses, they were totally admonished from going even into. Especially in the South and the Deep South. And Mashallah Ali stars a wonderful pianist who has a tour booked of him, who lives in New York City along with Viggo Mortensen, who has a tour booked for him by his record company to tour the Deep South. And we find out that the reason for this is because he wants to inspire other people, he wants to show basically people down there, a different image of what they perceive for colored people at that time down in the South. Fight against discrimination in that manner, in a manner which his talents are available to show. Viggo Mortensen's character is an Italian-American struggling with his family to make ends meet, doing various jobs, but even he has a code of honor, very much like Mashallah Ali's character, in the fact that there are certain things that he will not do. He won't blatantly break the law, as although he could get great work with fantastic pay from some shady people in the mob that through his business contacts, where he works as a bouncer at the Copacabana in New York, he could have easily made much, much more money far quicker than going on an 8-week tour with Mashallah Ali's character to the Deep South. However, since he does not want to do that, he doesn't want to risk his life, time in prison away from his family, two children and his daughter, and his wife, he decides to go ahead and take this stranger, on this tour, basically as chauffeur and bodyguard for any happenings that could take place, lynchings, etc., You know, he's definitely Mashallah Ali's protection in the Deep South. And as we travel further and further, you know, out of the northern areas of the United States, we begin to see how things shift and change, you know, until the very end at the last stop. He is restricted almost totally from doing anything but performing his piano playing at the final stop in his tour. And basically, this is not only a movie about discrimination and racial injustice at, you know, at a sensitive time in American history, but more so, this is a definite movie of friendship between two people from different worlds, but who are very similar. And yet again completely different, not only because the race aspect, but also the cultural thing. Although, you know, not to say although, you know, Mashallah Ali's character, the pianist, is black, he is highly cultured and affluent, and he is accustomed to a certain way of living that Viggo Mortensen's character, that his family really hadn't seen before. And so not only the aspect of his race is alien to him, but also, you know, how he lives his life, his cultural upbringing, his background. And to see those two intermingle and eventually work out this fabulous friendship is quite a sight to see on film. And both characters, well, both actors, Viggo Mortensen and Mashallah Ali, do fantastic jobs and performances with their characters, with each other, playing off one another, that this movie is beautiful to witness and see on just that basis alone, in addition to the fantastic interplay and commentary on social injustice and discrimination at, you know, a time in America's past that much of the United States would not like to remember, and unfortunately seems to be heading back in that, you know, heading back towards, unfortunately, given current events. Well, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, saying definitely a shock of thumbs up for Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen and Mashallah Ali. You know, definitely go and check it out when you can. It's probably almost at the end of the run. It'll probably stay at Kahala Mall for another week, maybe 2 weeks, just because of its Oscar-nominated status. And the win for the Golden Globes with Mashallah Ali. But it'll probably be leaving soon. So definitely check it out on Netflix when you have the chance. You know, rent it, stream it. You know, and you can't go wrong with this. There are movies like If Beale Street Could Talk that are a little bit more grittier and stronger. You know, definitely a sadder and harder pill to swallow. But this one ends more on a joyous note of friendship. So it could be easier for an entire family to witness in that respect. Although both movies deal with similar subjects. You know, not to say that this one, Green Book, doesn't any lighter. It's just in a different tone. And if you didn't want anything as heavy as If Beale Street Could Talk, then, you know, if you could only see one, it would be the Green Book then, in that case. But highly both are recommended. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, saying aloha.